Conservatives now know when they will have a new leader. The winner of the leadership race will be announced on September 10th. About 6 months from now, Ian Brodie is the chair of the Conservative Party's Leadership Election Organizing Committee, known as LEOC. He's with us from Calgary. Hi, Mr. Brodie. Good to see you. Thanks for making the time.
Good to see you, too.
I have to start off with a question on the length of that race, because my colleague Hannah Thibodeau had reported a little while ago that supporters of Mr. Poilievre had sent your committee a letter asking for a start date no later than July the 1st. You obviously decided something much later, or a few months later, 3 months later, 2 months later than that. Is that because the committee or you personally were worried about the idea of a coronation or even the perception of one?
I think the consideration here is that the party's constitution requires us to do the balloting by mail, or to give every member an opportunity to cast a ballot by mail. It just takes that time to get 200,000, possibly 300,000 ballots out to all the corners of this country. We have some members in some remote or very small communities, and getting the ballots out there and getting them back is a bit of a challenge. I think we're also expecting there'll be 100,000, maybe more than 100,000 new members signed up during this process. And it takes some time to process all those applications and get the mail out. So
that was the determining factor, because my understanding, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is I had heard that there was quite a bit of discussion around this. You know what the public side of the discussion was, but that you met all day Saturday, didn't come to a conclusion. Like, was there much of a back and forth, or was it an easy answer?
I think once you take a look at the logistics of trying to get all of the ballots out to people and giving them a fair chance to get those ballots back, there weren't too many ways to cut this decision other than to have an extended period for the ballots to go out and come back. I think we also have a responsibility to the members of the party to give them an opportunity to take a good look at all of the candidates who are running. We expect there to be a few, and to give those candidates an opportunity, if it's possible, if the health situation permits, to travel around the country and meet members in their hometowns. Eventually, that adds up to something more than just a few weeks of a leadership race.
Do you think it's better for the race if there is more than one official candidate?
Well, people in the Conservative Party are used to earning their way in politics. And I expect that all of the candidates who end up running will approach this as if there's a race to be fought here and a race to be run. And I think that serves all the members of the party.
Okay, that's a diplomatic answer. Let me ask you about the membership, the time that candidates will have to get new members signed up. And I think it's an important question only because of the people around the candidates and the potential candidates, I should say, whom I've been speaking with, who really were watching to see what that number would be, because they thought they needed, let's say, at least 3 months to sign up enough new members to make a dent, to make a difference. Why did you end up on the time frame that you did?
Well, I think we've got 3 months, give or take a few days, for people to sign up. That should be enough time for candidates to get themselves started. Of course, they need to raise some money. We need also to give a chance for candidates to declare themselves, and then for the party to go through their application file to make sure that everything is in order, and then print the ballots. I think we've got more than enough time for people to get from coast to coast. If you think about a federal election campaign that's ordinarily 5 weeks, but with some preparation time before that, 3 months is enough time for candidates to get out using either traveling in person or some virtual technology to meet not just all of the members that we have, but people whose memberships might have lapsed, and to bring some new people into the party. That takes us to just the beginning of June. And of course, we had to be careful about working around the Ontario election that's expected this spring. But considering what's going on in Ontario and what's going on in the other provinces, that takes us through the rest of the spring. There should be plenty of time for people to be able to sign up their supporters, renew their supporters, and also get out to see some people in their communities.
What about the entry fee? $200,000 entry fee, $100,000 deposit. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's the same as the last race. Is it the view of the leadership committee that sort of, I guess, did what it was supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think as you say, the entry fee is frozen compared to where it was 2 years ago, and the deposit for compliance with the rules is frozen from where it was 2 years ago. If you think back 2 years ago, we had 4 or 5 candidates who were readily able to raise that much money in order to get into the race, and then raise enough money to run credible national campaigns. Mr. O'Toole and Mr. McKay, I think, were well known to Canadians. But Ms. Lewis and Mr. Sloan, Mr. Karahalios, who was out of the race earlier, I don't think they were as well known coast to coast, and yet they had no trouble making the entry fee and enough money to run credible campaigns. So I think we're comfortable that freezing that entrance fee will let us run a fiscally responsible election here. We'll run it on a break-even basis while not closing off the entrance to too many candidates.
I have a question for you just before I let you go. That's kind of outside of your role as the leader, or the chair rather, of this committee. And I know from your past work experience that obviously you spent quite a bit of time with former Prime Minister Stephen Harper. And just where this race is concerned, I know you're probably familiar as we are with that reporting from La Presse that he said he, quote, will, quote unquote, not sit idly by if Jean Charest enters the race. Do you know that to be true? Do you think that's true?
I don't know that to be true. I haven't spoken to Mr. Harper since that story ran.
Okay, well, that's a simple answer. Okay, Mr. Brodie, I'll leave it there. Thanks a lot for making time for us. Appreciate it.
Great. Good to talk to you, Bessie. Thanks.
You as well. Hi, I'm Vashi Capellos, host of Power in Politics. See more of our show by subscribing to the CBC News channel or click the link for another video.